Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us for another great spotlight session. Today we have our great team leader, Mr. Joe Kozoh, who's going to be going over a topic of not being a secret agent, which is a topic we can all kind of, relate to. So, I won't give it too much. I'll let Joe go ahead and get started and give us everything he has. Thanks for coming, Joe.
No problem, Lawrence. Hey, listen, so I appreciate it. I'll tell you this. It's a simple topic, and the more I think about it, it couldn't even be more simpler. So here's a question I want to ask everybody, and ask yourself. You could voice your opinion if you like, and that's another thing too. I love seeing those videos up. So if you didn't put your makeup on and you didn't shave or shower or whatever, I don't care. I can't smell you through the computer. Okay, so the more videos are up, the better I enjoy that. So here's a question I want to ask you simply this is that what are you doing to let people know? Let me rephrase it. What are you doing to let the world know that you're in real estate? Okay. That's a simple question to ask. And, people say, oh, I do this, I do that, and that's great and all. But what are you doing to let the world know that you're in real estate? And I think the tendency for us as real estate agents and people, when we're in social settings, we just want to relax. We don't want to be thinking work. And that's the difference. If you're working for AT&T and T and you're a 9 to 5er, you're not out there having to market yourself. You're simply not, because you go in at 9, you leave at 5. And, when it's 5:01, you check out. And for the most part, most people are not, working with their lives in their industry, their business. In real estate, it's a 24/7 business. You always have to be thinking about this. And if you're not thinking, I'm not saying that you have to work and drudge through 24 hours a day, that type of thing, but you're always on call. You're literally always on call in this business because it's not a 9 to 5 job. And that's what I love about it because it's not 9 to 5. You have a lot of flexibility. You can do things on a Tuesday afternoon where other people can't. They're stuck in their 9 to 5 job. So hence gets to the point of, are you being a secret agent because you feel like, well, I'm not really working now. I really am working. When you get in this business more, and some people have been in this business for quite some time, Tom Greco will tell you, is that your ears are incredibly, so it's so much better your ears are when you're out and about in the public. Someone says real estate, also, you just hear it, you gravitate to it. This happened to me the other day, so it just happens that way too. But the tendency, we're not marketing ourselves out there on a regular basis because I'm not really working today. So, but you can't have that approach. You simply can't have that approach because you don't know where your next transaction is coming from. You could determine it the best way possible, but are you doing things to keep yourself as a, out and social real estate agent, or are you a secret agent? Okay. So I'll pose this to you. If you go to a party that you're invited to, a bunch of some people but not everybody, it happens to be on a Saturday afternoon, it's fun, it's enjoyment, and you're going out, are you thinking about real estate? Are you handing out business cards? Well, that seems kind of forward that way, Joe, but are you discussing real estate? Because I will tell you this, everyone I know, and I'm pretty sure this is with you guys too, everyone either owns a home, rents a home, or invents in real estate property. Pretty much that's it. Everybody now, if you're talking about some homeless people, that's a different story altogether. And thank you for your charity work or your social work that way. But for the most part, everybody is involved in real estate at one point in time. And this came across my desk about 6 months or so ago on YouTube. Happened to be a Keller Williams thing. The guy had in front of his shirt, it said Keller Williams, whatever his particular market center was. But he turned around on the back, it said, I dare you in big letters. And it goes on to say, to ask me about the real estate market. So it's the whole back of his shirt. It said, I dare you ask me about the real estate market. Now, what is that guy doing? Well, first of all, he wears clothes. I'm sure he wears that shirt more than you can imagine, but he's marketing himself as a real estate agent. And the tendency, oh, we're going to wear a shirt that says Nike on it. Well, let me ask you this. How much money did Nike pay you last year to wear that shirt? Oh, I'm sorry. You paid Nike to buy that shirt, right? When it says Adidas on it, or it says some goofy, hey, grandpa thing on it, that's great. It's grandpa, that's great. But is it really something that's going to be beneficial to you? Is it preventing you from being an active agent, or are you being a secret agent? So here's a couple things I want you to start to think about. Am I active enough? Let's just talk about the simple things since I'm talking shirts. What do you have that's real estate wise? Now, I've been with Keller Williams almost 15 years now, almost half of my real estate career with KW. And if I went down in my closet downstairs, I probably have at least, let's say, 12, 15 shirts that have Keller Williams on. hence this one I'm wearing right now. Okay. It's got Keller Williams on it. And people ask me, hey, you're from Keller Williams Realty. Okay. I have two Keller Williams hats. I don't know if you can see that. Two Keller, this happens to be a capper hat because I'm pretty cool. Okay. But I have two Keller Williams hats. I don't wear them enough, to be honest with you. I simply don't wear it enough. And I wear caps. Now, if you're not a cap person, fine. Don't buy a cap. But I will tell you, everybody that's on the screen, I know you all wear some sign of a shirt, and there's some really attractive feminine shirts you could wear that more for women, and there's men's shirts and everything else. Do something that at least lets the world know as you're walking through your day that you're a real estate agent with Keller Williams. If it's something that says dare to ask me about the real estate market, then do that. Okay. But get yourselves out there on a regular basis. So just simple things like swag. Do you have a name badge? All right. Do you have a simple name badge? And if you don't, get one, get two, get three, because you're going to lose them, guarantee it. Okay, I have three of them, and surprisingly, I haven't lost them all three of them in quite some time yet. But get a name badge. You really want to get recognized? Put your name badge on upside down. Okay, put upside down. People can say, "Hey, your name badge is upside." Oh, wow, such a busy day today. I haven't even noticed that. Thank you for pointing it out. Hey, by the way, let me ask you: have you ever thought about buying, selling, investing in real estate? You never know. You never know who's that person. You just don't know. You're standing in line at ShopRite, you're buying some food. And if you're just a secret agent, they don't know what you do and you're quiet, you don't want to really get yourself out there. For the most part, you're just doing yourself a disservice. You need to put yourself out there as much as possible and let the world know that you're a real estate agent because you just don't know where that next transaction goes from. From that standpoint, what about your emails? What about your text messages? Do you have the signature in your emails that say who you are, the company, your information? I would bet you, I would almost guarantee if I went through the whole market center in Lawrence, I'd say maybe, and if I got everybody to send me an email address, I would bet you half the agents don't even put that they're a real estate agent on there. I mean, I don't get it. I don't get it. Put as much information out there. The more information you put, the better off you're going to be. What about your signature on your when you text people? Do you put your signature on it or you just say, thanks, Joe? Hey, great to see you at the party. Thanks, Joe. I put, thanks, Joe. JK and Associates, Keller Williams Realty. I put my email address there. Okay. Because they're going to read that too. And even though they might know me, I want to remind them that I'm in real estate. So for the most part, I'd say 90% of the time, I put my signature on my text messages. It doesn't take a whole lot. You could do whatever I don't know what phones you have, but it's not complicated. You just need to remind the world that you're in real estate, not be a secret agent. And I'm going to apologize now because I'm getting kind of lecturish, if you will. And I don't want to be that way, but I just want to really encourage you guys to get out the secret agent umbrella and be an active agent where you're being recognized in that too. So signatures are a key. Simple little thing. Doesn't cost anything. No money involved with it. Signatures everywhere you go. So email, text messages, your swag, whatever you're wearing to note that you're in real estate. It doesn't even have to say Keller Williams Cornerstone. You could just say, I'm a stinking realtor. Okay. So I don't care what it says as long as it has something in it too. So think about this. What events are you attending? And Lawrence, I just texted you earlier today about, the Rotary Fair that's in Hillsborough. What events are you attending or are you setting up? I can be honest with you. If you're not doing some sort of an event somewhere in some circles that you were involved with, if you're a soccer mom and there's a soccer tournament on Saturday and Sunday, buy a tent with your name on it. Give out water if you have to. It says who you are. Give business cards. People appreciate that. They'll know who you are. If you're that soccer mom, maybe you want to go ahead and sponsor a team, sponsor a banner. Put a banner out there. Let people know who you are. You're going to have to spend some money sometimes, but get some information out there so people know who you are during events. If you're going to that party on a Saturday afternoon, here's a question for you. But the Saturday night party, some of the people there, how do you come across in saying that you're a real estate agent without being too forward? So that's a question for you guys. How do you go about doing that? So you're at a party, there's like 30, 40 people there. You're going to be there for 3-4 hours, but you don't want to come across as, hey, here's my card, because I hate that guy. I'll be honest with you, I hate that guy. Okay. I don't really have to pay attention to him. So how do you come across to convey information to somebody? Anybody have a clue what they would do?
Yes, I do.
Go ahead. Who's that? Tom? Tom Greco?
Yep. Yep.
Tom's probably talking to more people than all of us combined. Just an
So
FYI. Go ahead, Tom.
I was a pharmacist. So my standard line is when they ask me what I do, is I say I used to sell drugs and houses. Now I only sell houses,
Yeah.
and just leave it.
That- hey, let me ask you, if somebody said that to you, would that capture your attention? Because I would then say, what? What do you mean? So Tom, what do you mean? Where would you go with this?
Well, the next question is, something about the real estate market, and you kind of, I kind of make sure I'm set up for that. So if I'm going in an area where there's a party, I kind of look for what's going on in that area because everybody thinks if you say you're a realtor, that you know the price of every house on the market in New Jersey.
Yeah.
So you have to have something in your, in your armature there to talk about.
You need an elevator speech. And my position on this all the time would be this. I show interest in the person I'm speaking to. So if Tom and I meet at a party and I'm speaking to Tom and Tom says, "Hey Tom, what do you do for a living?" And Tom says, "I work for AT&T." "Oh, that's awesome. How long you been working for?" 23 years." And "Oh, where do you work?" "I work out of Bedminster, Basking Ridge area." "What do you do?" "Well, I'm in sales, whatever." I'm like, "Oh, that's cool." So, Tom, after me showing some interest to Tom, guarantee it out of respect to me. "Well, what do you do, Joe?" Now you can go on and on and on about, well, I sell homes and I'm a real estate. No, that's a bunch of bullshit. Pardon my French, okay? You need an elevator speech that within a minute you could tell someone exactly what you do and get them your information. Now, here's the key. Don't only just give them your information, get your information back. You do not want to be that secret agent to just kind of, I'm in sales. No, no, no. You tell them what you do because you know what? It's not about your relationship with just Tom. It's about your relationship with Tom and everybody that Tom knows. So the more information you get from Tom, the better off you're going to be. The more you convey information to Tom to show that you're not a secret agent. So I simply would say this, you know, hey, oh, that's awesome, Tom. So listen, I've been in real estate sales now for well over 30 years. I've been helping buyers, sellers, and investors purchase and sell properties throughout that whole period. I've also managed an office for quite some time and in a leadership role. I love the real estate business. It's been very, very good to me and very helpful for me and my clients in the past. Hey, let me ask you, Tom, would you happen to know of anybody thinking about buying, selling, investing in real estate? Now, Tom's going to say no. Hey, that's no big deal. No big deal. But maybe he does. Maybe he does. So at that point, do you give Tom a card? Yeah, you might, So now that's to my next point. What kind of card do you give Tom? What does your business card look like? Okay. Is it different? Is it unique? Now, if you guys have ever seen my business cards, they're smaller version of a regular card. Okay. It's half the size. Okay. And I do that for a reason. If you've ever gotten your little thing, your tag from ShopRite, whatever it might be, I give it to people and they go, "Wow, that's kind of cute. That's interesting." And my response is, "Yeah, punch a hole in my head, put it on your keychain. It'll be with you everywhere you go, but you can't get no discounts at ShopRite." Ha ha ha. You break the ice a little bit. Or I might say simply this, you know what? I'm kind of frugal in real estate. I get two for the price of one. So it's a way that I'm getting myself out there not to be a secret agent. And here's the key thing too. I put my picture on my card. Now I'm not really, Mr. GQ guy. I'm Mr. DQ guy. That's what I call myself. I should be on the cover of DQ, like Dairy Queen. That's what I need to be at. So, but for the most part, put your picture on your card. Okay, put your picture on your card because that's important. Going to another aspect of marketing, we'll say, what do your signs look like? Your for sale signs, your directional signs, your open house signs. Did it just say Keller Williams Realty? Doesn't have your name on it? Doesn't have a picture on it? Are you kidding me? That's great. You're marketing who? Keller Williams Realty. I cannot tell you how many times I go by open house signs, and that's just our company, other companies too, the people with the yellow signs, the people with the balloons and all that, where they don't even have their name on a sign. And I go, are you kidding me? This is a perfect opportunity to market yourself. So for me, is I do an open house, I'm putting out a minimum of 13 signs, minimum. Because you know why? Because that's all the open house signs I currently have for 13. I'm putting them all out. Okay. And doesn't have my picture on it. All right. But it does have all my contact information, my name, in nice big bold letters. Okay. My open house, I'm sorry, my for sale signs have my name, Joe Kozoh, J. Kozoh and Associates. Okay. It's there. Not on my picture on those signs. I don't feel I need that at that point. My directional signs have my name on it too. But do your signs have your contact information? See, if not, then you're playing that secret agent role. And I think that's a key thing. You need to get away from that. Spend some money on yourself to market yourself. Buy signs. Don't just come to the office and say, I'm going to grab 3 signs and put them out and they just say Keller Williams on it. you're missing a golden opportunity. And then if you're doing open houses, and this is a session I'll talk about in a couple of weeks, is that if you're doing an open house and you do an open house this Sunday at this location, next Sunday you do one across the street, you're putting out 12, 13, 14, 15 signs. Wow, they're going to think this guy is busy. This guy is busy. And you're making an event, that's a big thing too. So from that standpoint, what do your signs look like? That's a key thing for you too, to make sure that you're not playing that secret agent role. In reference to your social media. Now, do you have a business account from Facebook, Meta, whatever? Do you not have one? Do you just have a personal account? Now, I'm not the Facebook king on this or social media king, so talk to someone else is more important. But make sure that is it conveying what you do on social media, Instagram? Are you YouTubing it? Do you have videos? Are you conveying that information through videos and through social media of who you are? Videos are a great thing to do. They're easy to do. They're not that expensive. You could send out a video. I use a company called BombBomb, and I send out videos all the time. I'll do a generic video, and can you put your nickname on your sign? In quotes, you could. Okay. Technically, it's supposed to be what's on your license. Okay. So if that helps you out, Yankee, if it's Joseph Kozoh, it should supposed to be Joseph Kozoh. But I got to be honest with you, the real estate police ain't knocking on your door because you put your nickname on it. If it's Joseph, in quotes, Joe Kozoh, you could do that too. But I wouldn't get too crazy with that. If you're really known as more Joe than you are Joseph, put Joe down. I put Joseph because it's just who I am. Okay. But yeah, put your information down with that too. But from a social media standpoint, that's a great opportunity for you guys to market yourself as well. It really is inexpensive, if not free for the most part, and you need to convey all the information. And who are your friends? Now, this is a key thing too. Everybody tends to use social media, but they don't tend to use social media. They're not really friending the right. For me, I friend a lot of real estate agents because part of my role is really to recruit people. But I'll do a lot of that, But I don't really add enough people to my social media platform. But if you look at my business page, it's pretty much all set up from a real estate standpoint. Okay, and that's a key thing for you too. And then conveying information too, because it's great to have that, but what are you doing to let the world know that you're in real estate? So here's a question for you. Now, everybody has family, okay? They could be all local or they could be spread around the country, okay? When it comes down to family, does your family know what you're doing? Simply put, do they know exactly what you do? I'm guessing most of your family doesn't really have a clue he's in sales. He's in real estate. Well, what do you really do? Convey that to somebody. Let me ask you this question. Are we really in sales? Yes or no? No. If the moment you think you're in sales, you might want to change your mindset or get the hell out of the business, okay? Because as I said many times before, nobody wants to be sold anything. So do not convey yourself as being in sales because I think that's a huge, huge mistake. If you convey yourself as being more of a consultative role, helping people buy, sell, and invest in real estate, that's the better way to go. See, if you're helping people, yeah, they need you. Okay. But if you're selling people, they could do without you. They really could. So get out of the sales mentality and get in a consultative role. I'll be honest with you, the sales I've had this year, I've done everything but sell anything. Okay. I am doing everything to help them get through the process of selling or buying, whatever it might be, So for the most part, stay away from the sales aspects of it too. So get into the consultative role. Mention about the signs. When you're marketing yourself through mailings, if you're doing mailings to a geographical area, what does your mail piece look like? Is it, it used to be this when I was at Century 21 years ago, the broker made us do this. It was Century 21 all over the place on a postcard. There was like 4 spots on there. And my name was like the smallest font possible, like an 8-point font, whatever it might be. And they said, oh, that's what you have to do. That's what the real estate commission says. No, it turns out I found out later that no, they were just having me spend my money to market their company, not so much marketing myself. So does your mailing pieces really indicate who you are? And it's quick and is it easy? Or do they have to look for your information? See, people don't have time to read a big, long brochure, fancy dancy, postcard. Keep it simple, but make sure that they can read your information real quick, that know exactly what you do. Your picture, your phone number, your email address, and get it out there and do it consistently too. Make the theme look consistent. Does your website, is it a consistent theme? Is there a synergy there? Does your business card look like your social media, looks like your website, looks like your postcards, looks like your signs? doesn't all work. Because part of this getting yourself out there, if you're marketing yourself, and I'll just put this way, if you're marketing yourself in green and Helvetica font here, and then you're doing a Gothic font in purple here, and you're doing no picture over here, and then all of a sudden you're putting chartreuse and script over here, and it's all over the place, you're really not doing an effective job to market yourself. You're actually creating more of a problem for yourself because you're confusing people. Stay consistent. It might be boring, but sometimes consistency is going to be boring. Okay. But at least you get the message across on a consistent basis. So let's see. Here's one point. I made a point here. Yeah. So here's my question to you. What are you doing to set yourself apart from the competition that makes a difference for you, that you are putting yourself out there that your competition is not? What are those things you're doing? There's a friend of mine. It's with a kid, another KW agent. There's a question there. Okay. There's a friend of mine who's with another KW. She is great at basically putting herself out there and marketing herself all the time. She's amazing with that. And she gets people over time now. People know exactly what she does, what area she covers. She doesn't go through a broad scope of like 25 different towns. She focuses on one or two towns and that's it. But she does all her marketing is the same and it's consistent. If she does an event this year, she'll do the same event next year and the same event the year after and the year after because she's not afraid to put herself out there. And that's the thing I think we tend to get as a secret agent. We're afraid to put ourselves out there. And you can't do that. You can't do that. You need to get yourself out there as much as possible. What are you guys doing that puts you out in front of the public? What are you doing differently? Anything? Because you need to get yourself out there. What are you not doing that you should be doing?
Advertising.
Advertise. Okay. So talk to me about advertising. What advertising where?
Social media advertising.
Yes, but where? There's a lot of
On
different.
social media platforms like
Yeah.
Instagram, Facebook,
Okay.
LinkedIn.
All right. Okay. Good. Good. So if you're advertising there, I basically pay for an ad through Meta. Okay, and it goes out there several times a day. Okay, and it's really central. A list of homes in central New Jersey for $400,000. I get probably consistently a lead a day. Now they don't always pan out. Matter of fact, the majority of them don't, but they go into my system. But in there, if you look at my ads, it basically says my information, my picture. So they just click on it, boom, they can go directly to me, or they could just fill out a form on this ad itself. But I'm putting myself out there so that the world knows. Now, you guys might have even seen my ads. Okay, who knows? If you're a friend of mine, you probably have. Okay, but so social media is definitely one of them. The video part of it I mentioned to you before. What's the value proposition you offer in your video ads? Why should someone use you? What are you doing to market yourself to say, wow, I want to use Joel. I want to use Lawrence. I want to use Jennifer. Okay, here's why. So what are you doing to set yourself apart from the competition? And why should somebody want to use you? See, it's not a matter of going to that party and just giving a business card. Hey, I'm Joe. I'm with real estate. I'm with Keller Williams. I sell homes. It's a matter of what you do. And I'll give you an example. I had played golf on Wednesday, playing in a Wednesday morning league with a bunch of old guys like me. Unfortunately, I'm like the worst of the old guys, but so I played with a golfer, Dennis. I kind of knew. I talked to him a few times. So I don't really know. Never really had any conversations with him. Dennis is 74 years old. Dennis spent at least a half an hour talking about. He's a professor at Rutgers. Okay, I said, "Wow, I thought you were retired." He goes, "No, I love doing this. It's great." So after about half an hour or so, Dennis asked me. This is like 2 or 3 holes later. So what do you do, Joe? Like I kind of think he knew what I did, but he didn't really understand it. And then we went on for the next 3 holes talking about what I do for a living. Okay. So it's great for me to get myself out there. Now I'm involved with, a group of guys that I don't know. I could just play with the same 4 or 5 guys every Wednesday or Thursday, Friday, whatever. But I choose to play with a group of people I do not know because I want to make sure that they know who I am because you just never know, matter of
Bye.
fact, you just never know when Dennis has a lead for you. It's that simple. Okay. So, Odile, did you have a question? All right. So here's my point with all this, guys, because I want to keep this quick and I want to keep it simple. The more you put yourself out there in a professional manner, the more that you market yourself in a professional manner, every way possible, the better off you're going to be. Sometimes this business is just getting lucky. You just happen to email people at the right time, and you happen to use your system at the right time, and they're thinking about it, buying or selling, investing. Until you get to that point, then you're just a secret agent. And the problem gets to be there's too many secret agents out there. So don't be one of those secret agents. Okay. Um, Questions for me. Is there anything that you guys have to add to this? I would say this: work on your elevator speech. You're driving around, turn the radio off, work on your 1.5 minute elevator speech. Somebody asks you what's the real estate market like, and that's another thing too. I mean, I don't know how you guys respond to that because I get asked this all the time. Is, hey Joe, how's the real estate market doing? And I used to say it's awesome, great. How can I help you? Whatever it might be. I've changed the whole approach because it's not awesome for everybody. So if Lawrence asked me, and we just met at a party, hey Joe, so what's the real estate market like? Lawrence, it really depends. And Lawrence, well, my question, what do you mean it depends? Well, it depends on your situation. Are you a buyer? If you're a buyer, it's somewhat of a challenging market right now. Inventory's low. It's hard to find homes. Are you an investor? Well, it's probably not the best time to be an investor in the state of New Jersey. However, investing in states right now like Florida could be a huge opportunity for you. Okay. Are you a seller? If you're a seller right now, Lawrence, it's a great market for a seller, quite frankly, multiple offers, although I'm starting to see that dwindle away a little bit. Which one are you, Lawrence? Well, I'm neither right there. I'm just kind of curious about it. Oh, that's awesome. So how long? So now it opens up a door for real estate conversation. And again, I'm not selling Lawrence anything. I'm just having a conversation with him. And that's what you need to do as well. So understanding having your elevator speech ready. So when someone says to you, oh, you're in real estate, boom, how do you respond in a way that's quick, it's simple, it's easily understood, and it gets the point across so that you can actually offer some information to them as well. All right. So that's really what I mean by don't be a secret agent. It's pretty simple for you guys. Get your swag, get your hat. Okay, I'll put my hat on right now. I had to make the adjustment because it got a little tight. I don't know if my head got bigger or what, but so I made the adjustment on my hat. Matter of fact, I'll put my name badge on later. So anyway, any questions for me? Is this helpful for you guys?
Yes,
Yes.
very.
Are
I
you are
will
you
say
sitting?
to Joe's point, it's about setting up your business before you get the business, right? Be prepared so you don't have to get prepared when the opportunity arises. By having your elevator speech, as soon as if you go out there and you have a conversation today, you're ready for that conversation. You're not just surprised when it happens and, thinking on the fly and, trying to come up with something right there on the spot. You already know when you have your checklist of what you need to cover, the questions you need to ask, the answers you're looking to get, and how to get someone's contact information at the end. So it all goes together. It's just one thing after the other. That's one part of the business to set up. And that's just the conversation. You didn't even get into, your follow-up plan. You're throwing them into smart plans, email campaigns, drip campaigns, all that stuff like that goes into where you're actually going to get the deal from, because it never comes from the initial conversation. It's always five or six, connections later on.
Valid point, Lawrence. And I think the tendency when you get into this business, you expect instant sales. It's really cultivation of those initial leads that turn into sales down the road. And then they seem like they're instant. But so if you have a conversation I'm having with Lawrence at a party and everything else, if Lawrence says, hey, I'm thinking about selling my home, come over and list it, then you've been blessed by the real estate gods. I'll be honest with you. You're simply blessed by the real estate gods. Okay.
I always
Um,
tell people to play the lottery if that ever happens to you, because you're the luckiest
exactly.
person in the world.
Yeah, yeah. So, Dina, give me 1 second. I'll answer that question in a heartbeat. But what I would say is, if you are able to cultivate, and this is something coming up. My next session I'm doing on Mondays, which I think Laurel was in there. I'm not sure where else, but that's Monday mornings at 8:30. The next one I think is not this Monday, the Monday after. I started touching on database, and I'm gonna really go through what I do on KW Command for smart plans. Because when I meet Lawrence, it's a matter of he's not selling right away, but now I get Lawrence's information because we're going to talk about that too, and I put it into a smart plan where I'm now dripping on Lawrence on a regular basis based on what Lawrence's needs are. So that when Lawrence is thinking about buying and selling or whatever it might be, 6 months, 9 months, a year, 2 years from now, that boom, I'm there because I've been there all the way since I originally met Lawrence. And that's a key thing to your success as well. Okay. So as far as Dina, your question about swag, go to what's it, the Red Store. Go to redstore.com, I believe. There's go into merchant if what is that what is that key to be command Oh, darn it.
I think you can get to it through KW Connect as well. If you go through Command and go to Connect, there's a way to get that. It's a link that takes you
Yeah,
to the store where you can
yeah,
buy all the swag and stuff.
yeah. If you go into command, and what is that thing in the top right? It's got the little looks like a little
The
house with a little
marketplace.
marketplace. Thank you. So if
Hmm.
you go to marketplace, there's 2 or 3 companies in there that you can buy stuff from. Okay. I'll tell you, here's a good way to do this. Go to go to family reunion, go to mega camp, go to triple play in AC in December. They're going to always have KW stuff there. Okay.
Hmm.
Once you find it, buy it. Okay. Like I said, better yet, just Google it. Colorway, because quite frankly, some of the better companies of better quality materials,
Hmm.
are really not. They're not even affiliated with KW. Okay, but they're just better
Hmm.
stuff. So if you do that too, so I think that's important too. So, um, what else? Oh, 2 things also I'll leave you guys with. What I mentioned is every other Monday, I believe it is. I'm doing this session now about lead generations, one lead generation activity at a time. This one coming up, it's a separate link. I will be sending out my link. Okay, so it's really going to be about every topic. This next one's about database building. Okay, that's a key thing. Okay. Also, we have an office meeting next Wednesday. Okay, trying to change things up. I sent Lawrence a change on some of the slides and all, so we're going to change things up, and that's you can show up if you like, and I prefer people show up. But that's Wednesday, this coming Wednesday at 9:30 in the morning. If you can make it to the Market Center, it'd be great. I will be at the Market Center for that training session. But we have a couple of things that's going on. And in that, I'm going to be discussing a fall, it's an October, I'm calling it Oktoberfest sales rally. Okay, an Oktoberfest sales rally starting on October 3rd, ending on November 14th or 13th, which is a 6-week thing where we want to break into 3 different teams. There'll be points awarded to every team based on various things. And it could be like we'll have Keller Williams Jeopardy, game of Jeopardy to play for each team. So we'll have that going on. We'll have points scored by doing open houses. So it's not all the top producers going to make all the big points and make all the money. Okay, we'll be giving gifts away in reference to an opportunity to buy swag for $50, $100. Okay, there might be discounts on your monthly fee, so things like that. So, but the whole goal is to do this in October. That's going to generate some November, December, and January sales. That's the time of the year where most agents fall asleep. They go asleep. They really fall asleep from Thanksgiving to let's say February to Valentine's Day. Okay, that's the time if you step up your game in October and November, that's going to get you December, January, February closing, rolling into the spring market where it's always busy. So that's why I chose to do that. But it's going to be the Oktoberfest. What am I thinking? Sales rally. Okay, so we'll do that. So anyway, that's what I have. If there's any other comments that you guys have to make on not being a secret agent?
Don't
If
be a
not,
secret agent.
don't be a secret agent. Don't be a secret agent. If you have any questions or anything else, feel free to reach out to Lawrence. Feel free to reach out to me. In the meantime, guys, have an awesome, awesome weekend. Hope things are going well for each and every one of you. And we'll talk to you down the road. Okay. Thanks again, Lawrence.
Thanks, Joe.
And
Yep.
guys.
Thank you, Joe.
Yep.
Have a
Thank
good day.
you. Have a great week.